Soon after Stonewall, this area of Christopher Street and the park itself became an important gathering spot for the LGBTQ community. Since then, it is where the community has gathered as a rallying place for civil rights and solidarity and for mourning and remembrance. Just a month after the uprising, in July 1969, activists organized a rally that began in Washington Square Park and ended at Christopher Park to protest the police's actions at Stonewall. Activists Marty Robinson and Martha Shelley addressed a crowd of several hundred people in Christopher Park, which was the first event recognizing the significance of Stonewall. At that time, Christopher Street, a narrow commercial corridor that runs from Greenwich Avenue to the Hudson River waterfront, was also becoming an important gay thoroughfare. The waterfront itself, with abandoned piers and warehouses, were reappropriated as a destination for gay men to sunbathe naked, cruise, and have public sex by the early 1970s. The waterfront has its own LGBTQ history. By the early 20th century, the waterfront and numerous piers with shipping terminals comprised the busiest section of New York's port. The area was surrounded by thousands of seamen of all nationalities, and more than 500,000 unmarried and transient workers came into the port each year. By World War I, the area had become a popular cruising area for gay men, and by the 1930s, the opening of the elevated highway cut through the area, making it more of a backwater. The concentration of men, numerous bars and warehouses, and nighttime isolation established the waterfront as one of the main centers for gay life that thrived well after World War II. Due to the various economic forces, by the mid-1960s, the piers and warehouses were abandoned. This enabled the area to retain its popularity for gay men to cruise and have sex at night. The waterfront taverns on the western end of Christopher Street and the adjacent blocks were replaced with gay bars. Between 1971 and 1983, the vast interiors and offices of the pier's rune-like terminals were the site of a diverse range of artistic work, including site-based installations, photography, murals, and performances. By the 1980s, it had become a destination and first or second home for many marginalized queer youth of color. Trans activists of color Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera, founders of Street Transvestite Action Revolutionaries in 1970, established a presence in this area and provided food and clothing to those congregating there.